Hey friends, it's your good friend Tim Campbell-Smith, and today we are taking a tour of the University of Guelph. I'm excited to announce at the time of recording that I got into the U of G for studio art. I thought my acceptance took a while, but when I compared it against their document on when they send out admissions, turns out I actually got an early offer, so that felt good. Despite living and growing up in the city of Guelph, I've never really spent much time on campus, so come take a tour with me. The campus at the University of Guelph is relatively small and extremely walkable, but your first time it can be really intimidating and seem really gigantic. So I'm hoping to help you out with that. Before we go too far, make sure you like and subscribe for all things photography, school, business, mental health, and life. In this video, we're going to walk the entire length of campus and we're going to take note of a few really arterial streets and walkways and landmarks. Most notably on the video, we're going to stop and we're going to see the Cannon, we're going to see the Begging Bear, and we're going to see War Memorial Hall. And these are going to be really important landmarks. So there's 6 things that I want you to remember, 3 landmarks and 3 roads. You're going to see them and I'm going to reference them a lot in the tour video, but I want you to remember the Begging Bear, the Cannon, and War Memorial Hall. And then for streets, I want you to remember Winegard Walk, College Avenue, and Gordon Street. Why each of these 3 roads or streets? Winegard Walk is the longest arterial walkway. It's not really a street, it's a walkway across the campus that goes north-south. It is arterial to everything. Gordon Street runs parallel to Winegard Walk, and Gordon Street is the next street I want you to remember. It is an actual road in the city of Guelph, lots of traffic. It is the main road, again going north and south, that has buildings for the university on either side. Though on the one side of Gordon, and you're going to see this again on the tour, there's a lot of science buildings. There's the OVC, the Ontario Veterinary College, and research labs. And then the other part is, I would say, the main campus. And then the third street I want you to remember is College Ave, because that is the northernmost, full street. On the other side of College Ave, you do have the Lang School of Business. You have a couple other buildings for psychology, family relations, human development programs, but mostly everything's going to be south of that. Now on the screen, I'm putting a reference map so that you can see exactly where we're going. We are going to end up walking north almost the entire length of the university on Winegard Walk. We're going to go down College Ave to College and Gordon. We're going to walk down Gordon to South Ring Road. We're going to walk through a bunch of the science buildings, and then we're going to cut heading east across a cross-section across campus, and we're going to end at the stadium. So let's go for a walk. Okay, friends, so we're here on campus at the University of Guelph. So we're starting off our walk at the bus ring. Huge loop where the buses come. This is, I wouldn't say this is central, but this is a really big landmark. Remember, the 3 landmarks you need to remember at the University of Guelph. Winegard Walk, which technically we're on. It's this long brown brick road. No, not yellow brick. Winegard Walk, College Ave, Gordon. So we are going to start by walking up Winegard Walk. Just for orientation, behind me here, so we have residence. Mountain Hall is here. We have the Thornborough Engineering Building. So we're starting our walk here. And let's go through Thornborough Building and then our way to the University Center, the UC. Okay, so a quick little technical note. There's a bunch of buildings that are labeled for different programs or different uses. So for example, we have the Thornborough Engineering Building here. That doesn't mean there's only engineering classes here. You will have other classes in different buildings. So for example, a friend of mine teaches sociology, and intro sociology, he has a classroom in here and teaches here because there's a large enough lecture hall. So heads up on that. So we're still going along Winegard Walk, which is I'd say the longest road north-south. It's very arterial, but to the side here is the UC. The UC still goes along Winegard Walk, but we're gonna walk through the UC here. Okay, so now we're in a really central arterial place for the university. We're gonna take a second to look at this. So behind me is the UC. Again, remember, Winegard Walk, long brick road there, that's going along there. You can see part of the engineering building behind me here. And then, so you have the Zavitz building. This is for studio art classes. I know I said that you might have like different classes from different subjects in different buildings. I think all of the classes in here are exclusively arts. But what I really want to draw your attention to is the canon here. Remember, the canon is one of the core landmarks that you should know and to help you kind of orient yourself to the University of Guelph. So the canon is here in between like the UC, you have the engineering building, you have Rosanski, which is like, has some of the largest lecture halls on campus. The libraries in front of us, Zavitz and the McKinnon building. Most commonly, most people are going to see it for the bookstore. Then behind McKinnon there, and we're going to get to this later on the tour, is the science complex. We'll see that later. But this is the most central place. You have the UC, you have Zavitz, you have the library, you have the canon, and then you have Rosanski. This is the most central place on campus. We're still walking on this tour north-south along Winegard Walk here. So remember, that's the you know, they've got like these bricks. So we're still walking along. Oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart. Winegard Walk here, but we're gonna take just a quick little peek in Rosanski Hall here. So we're gonna walk straight. Normally on this tour, we've been walking north-south. For a second here, we're gonna go east-west, and we're just gonna go to Rosanski and just peek in so you can see there. Okay, so we've just come out of Rosanski, which has a lot of gigantic lecture halls. I want to draw your attention to the Bull Ring. Very popular pub, coffee place, central to campus, and it's circular. Just a really cool place to hang out. This is right outside of Rosanski. But let's get back along our walk to Winegard Walk. Okay, so quick check-in. Oh, in the reflection, you can see Massey Hall. That's funny. So we have McKinnon Library. Gigantic library. We're not really going to stop inside, but it's massive, never-ending maze. I will say, I don't know why I found this surprising, but the first floor, there's like no books. It's just all desks and like help people. And then when you take the elevator or you go up to other floors, then you get all the books and all the collections, and there's like silent workspaces and group workspaces. So we have that. So we have the library here. So along, I guess to orient yourselves again, Winegard Walk, which is the main place to know. So we're on Winegard Walk here. We have the library at this point. We're still going north, but then I want to draw your attention to, and we will walk through McKinnon here. McKinnon is a giant building here, and as big as it is, it still just runs parallel to you're gonna see that we have to like walk some halls and walk around. It still technically runs parallel to Winegard Walk. So we're gonna walk through. You're gonna see I'm at the library. When we get out of McKinnon, we're not going to have moved very far, but we'll have snaked a lot. So let's go inside and walk through McKinnon. Okay, so we just walked through McKinnon and you saw lots of classrooms, lots of offices, and it's actually a really tall building. So there's way more floors with like classrooms and more offices. Towards the end here, and kind of what we're looking at now, this is where there are theater classes and music classes. So that's why we saw like a couple of music labs. I think there's now like 2 or 3 different theaters, so there's lots of like cool theater space. And we come out, and like I said, we've barely gone past the library and we're still parallel and walking along Winegard Walk. So we're gonna keep going with Winegard Walk. We're about to hit Johnston, which is a bunch of like offices, and then we're gonna hit the Lang School of Business, and then we hit a couple other really important landmarks. So let's keep going. Okay, so remember, I told you there are 3 long lines to know. We have just walked the better part of Winegard Walk. That is the longest, probably the longest, most arterial north-south road. There's another one, but that's in a little bit. This here, I don't know my directions, is College Ave. If you hit College Ave, you've probably hit almost the northernmost part of campus. There's the Lang School of Business, which we're going to go through. There's a couple other buildings we're going to see, but again, not a lot of people are there. The business students, psych, and family relation and development, I think, students have some programs here and some courses. But this is really north. If you've hit College Ave, you've probably gone as far north as you need to go for most folks. Now, behind me, we have the Lang School of Business. Let's quickly walk through and go to some other buildings. Okay, so now we're on the second road or long line that you should know, which is College Avenue. It's not actually all that long. So we have Winegard Walk that goes north-south through the campus. College Ave is the most northern street between parts of campus. So I'm walking down College Ave. This is also where we're hitting another really important landmark, and that is War Memorial Hall. War Memorial Hall, I think, is the largest or one of the largest actual lecture halls on campus. It's also a theater, so theater shows go on there, and it gets rented out. I have friends who got married there. So, War Mem Hall is a big landmark you should know. Other than how big it is, another distinctive feature is the stained glass windows all along the side. But let's walk to the intersection of College and Gordon here, because that's another landmark. Okay, so we're at College and Gordon, which is the northernmost corner for the university, and it's not as attractive, it's not as fun as that central location like we saw at the University Center, the library with the cannon, but there's a few important landmarks to know. One, remember, College Ave is the northernmost road, goes east-west. If you hit College Ave anywhere on campus, you're probably as far north as you need to go, other than for the Lang School or the McDonald Institute. But, and we saw, War Memorial Hall, big lecture hall there, and it's got the giant steps, 2 big wooden doors. Then behind me here, we have the art gallery for Guelph, and it's a little hard to see, but back here is the Begging Bear. The Begging Bear is a really important landmark on campus. That is probably the most north you can go. So if at any time you see the Begging Bear, you've probably gone too far north, or you're as far north on campus as you need to be going. Then, kitty corner here, giant building is the OVC, the Ontario Veterinary College. This also marks where there's a lot of science buildings, a lot of research, mainly for agriculture, for food, and for animal science. So if you're an OVC or you're doing zoology or animal sciences, you're probably gonna have a lot of building classes in there and labs. We will be walking through there, but the other thing I want to draw your attention to is that we are now on Gordon Street. Gordon Street runs parallel to Winegard Walk, but Gordon Street is actually like a long street that you can drive on in Guelph. I would say it's the longest road that actually splits the university. You have to cross the road to get to the other side where there's a lot of the science courses, classes, labs. If you're looking at the Art Institute behind me, if you're going to the Begging Bear, if you keep going down, this is Gordon. If you keep going down Gordon, you're gonna be in downtown Guelph. It's about a 20-minute walk, maybe a 5-minute bus ride, very, very short. And as you can see, there's a lot of buses going by. The university is probably one of the most central locations in the city for buses. So, we are now on our tour going to walk down Gordon, and we're gonna actually on the other side to see the science buildings, and we're gonna walk in and among the science buildings. So, let's continue our tour, now going southbound, more into the university along Gordon. Okay, so quick check-in. Behind me here, this is the Summerlee Science Complex. Science, science. And then we have Alexander Hall, arts, lots and lots of arts. Now again, we're still on this side of Gordon, which is still going north-south. These are science like classes and labs and research centers. We're gonna keep going down Gordon a little bit more, which is, again, remember, north-south, and it's parallel to Winegard Walk. And then we're gonna actually turn, and we're gonna walk through a lot of these science areas, just so you can see, if you do get involved in science, if you do get involved in research, it's where you're gonna be spending time. And then afterwards, we're gonna cut back, and we're gonna tour, just take a little look at the science complex, and keep going through campus. So, lots going on in the science areas, mainly OVC, Ontario Vet College, which is along Gordon, and then sciences. So we're back at Gordon, which, remember, is parallel to Winegard Walk, north-south road, actual, road that people drive on. So we're at Gordon now. We are now actually going to take a quick stopover in the Summerlee Science Complex. We're going to just kind of cut through campus, get to our central location, which is the McKinnon, UC and Zavitz and McKinnon. And from there, we're going to see just a couple other places on our tour. So unfortunately the science atrium is closed today on the day of filming, but it is gorgeous. Reference photos will be somewhere included, or if you just look up science atrium, you'll find lots. Okay, so for reference, on our tour, we are now at the Athletic Center. So we have the gym behind me here. We have physical education buildings. So if you're studying like kinesiology, health, you're gonna have classes here. And down this road, so we have Rosanski on the one side. We have a couple other buildings. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know their names off the top of my head. You saw them in the video. So some classes there, and then physical health and the gym down here at the end. We're gonna take a back road. I wanna show you that there's kind of some cool back road routes and access throughout the university. We're gonna end at the stadium. And to finish off our tour, we are looking at the stadium. Football, soccer, other sports. the stadium. Lots of week activities happen here for orientation and then sports. And we end up at College Ave. Whew! Okay, that's campus. It seems huge. Please remember, it is all walkable. When you're on campus, whether you take the bus into the bus loop or you're in one of the residences, you're always within about a 7-minute walking distance to any of the buildings. This just seems long because really, in that tour, we just walked the equivalent of campus 3 times. Everything on campus is walkable. And while watching videos may help, it's definitely something you have to experience and you have to walk around yourself. But always remember your landmarks. Remember the Cannon, look for the Begging Bear, and look for War Memorial Hall. The Cannon, you're central to everything. If you're at the Begging Bear, you're as far north as you can go on campus, and you're about to head into downtown. Or if you're coming the other way, if you hit the Begging Bear, it means you're hitting campus. And if you're at War Memorial Hall, you're at that main corner at the northeast end of campus. And if you hit War Memorial Hall, it means you're at that north, about west or central part of campus. With that then as well, remember your main streets. Winegard Walk. This is the main walkway across campus. It is probably the most central walkway. It goes north, south. Almost everything on campus shoots off of Winegard Walk. And if it doesn't, it shoots off of Gordon Street, which is running exactly parallel to Winegard Walk. Gordon is the main street, and you have the science buildings, a lot of science buildings on either side. We saw Alexander Hall, which is for the arts, but you have that main road. And then College Ave, which is close to the northernmost part of campus that you can hit. Remember as well, just because a building is labeled for one thing doesn't mean that's the only thing that goes on there. Comment and let me know if you have any questions about the University of Guelph or the campus. Otherwise, don't forget as well to like and subscribe for all things mental health, photography, school, business, life. Otherwise, we'll chat soon. Bye for now.